It reminds me a little bit about what we spoke about in the last episode, where, you know, when it comes to certain genres of music, the Christian community, when the genre of music is first introduced into the Christian sphere, you know, a lot of people sometimes have issues with it. We spoke about that with reggaeton, and rap had that same thing and all this other stuff. And I think that fashion gets that rap as well, where, you know, people confuse humility with, oh, you have to, as a Christian, you need to be humble, so you need to wear a potato sack. And it's kind of like, no, you don't have to, you know, that doesn't mean anything, because this person wearing a potato sack could be the most conceited person that anybody knows of. Or it could be a very evil person, or a very selfish person, or very egotistic. It could be so many different things. Just because they're wearing a potato sack, you want to say this is the symbol of humility? No, you know. And I think that fashion, as you're saying it as well, is another form of communication that people, not everybody understands it. Not everybody is able to look at fashion or art and really, you know, take it for not what it looks like, face value, and be like, no, there's a deeper message behind it. You know, there's an audience of people that really connect with that, and really connect with clothing, and really connect with fashion and styling, and, you know, putting things together that really intrigues them, which is an open opportunity for you to speak to them about God, even in that, and the simple stuff like that. You know, not everything. And then the other side of it is that then they think, oh no, but then your clothing needs to say Jesus. Right. And it's like, okay, but there can be a Christian fashion designer who has put this suit together, for example, and just because it doesn't have a Jesus on it, it doesn't have a cross, it doesn't have a nail, it doesn't have an anchor, it doesn't have angel wings, doesn't mean that it can't minister to somebody. And it's like, you don't need to have all those things in order for it to be Christian or humble enough. And at the end of the day, the person that was creating this maybe wasn't even trying to minister to anybody. And I think that's the whole other thing.
That's okay.
That the Christian realm is always very about, you know, oh no, but then, you know, le tiene que dar la gloria. Yeah, it will give the glory to God in one way or another, but it doesn't have to be so in your face about it.
And again, I think a lot of times in the Christian community, in the church community and culture, we focus a lot on the external. We focus on appearances. So we want to give the appearance, right? You know, that we don't, you know, give into like the things of the world and high-end clothing. We want to give an appearance that we are humble. I can't wear this because then people are going to think that I think highly of myself. I can't do this because then people are going to think that. So we want our leaders, our pastors, and our people to look a certain way, act a certain way, and give off this appearance that they are holy, that they are right, that they are called, that they are anointed, right? And we focus heavily on the appearance. And we all know how difficult it is to keep up an appearance, right? And sometimes we lack, and we, you know, kind of place in the back burner their internal and the heart behind everything. Because you can dress with the most humble clothes, whatever that means, or you can dress in what a pastor should wear. And then, like you said, be very conceited and prideful. You can do all of those things and not show love to your brother or sister. You can do all those things and be carrying unforgiveness for years, right? But in everyone else's eyes, you're wearing what they want you to wear. You're talking the way they want you to talk. You carry yourself the way, you know, they want you to carry yourself. You're fulfilling all of these other, you know, expectations placed on other people. Yet internally, what God sees, God seeing your heart, God seeing what's inside of you, you're so messed up. You're so unfulfilled, or you have things in your life that aren't worked out, or you're unhappy, and all of that, you know, that whole list that continues. So yes, you know, are there things that can go overboard? Absolutely. I think one of the big things is you have to know your audience, right? And you have to know the type of event you're showing up to and what's happening. So if I'm going to a gala, right? But I don't like to dress up, but I'm being asked to speak, right? Out of respect and consideration for the event, where I'm going, I'm probably going to dress up even though I don't want to, right? It's like I'll leave the jeans at home, the sneakers at home, the jacket at home, the hat, I'm not going to wear it. I'm going to go kind of, you know, dressed up, look a little bit nice and whatever, because this is the type of event that I'm going to, right? But if I'm going to an outdoor event, you know, it's in the park, it's super hot, it's the summertime, we're in California, you know what I mean? I'm not going to show up there in a 3-piece suit. Right? So you have to also know your audience. You're going to do missions and outreach, right? In another country. There's no need to bring your Rolex watch. There really isn't, you know? But if you're going to that gala and you want to wear the watch, wear the watch. You know? So it's very important to just know the room, know the audience, but also not let other people's expectations of what you should do, how you should carry yourself, rule you and make decisions for you.
Yeah, no, because at the end of the day, you'll just be living in a miserable cycle because there's always going to be someone who's upset. There's always going to be someone that's disappointed. There's always someone that's going to have a different opinion than you. So you can't live like that. That's why you live to the best of your ability. You try to do everything with the best intention that you can, that even goes to what you wear and how you decide to present yourself. And you hope for the best. At the end of the day, you know, there are people that may have an issue with what you're wearing or what you're presenting, not because it is offensive, but because they take offense to the fact that you have it and they don't, or that they think that, oh no, that's not the way that you should do that, or whatever, you know. And it's kind of like, people are going to get offended always, especially in the age of social media, where you take a picture and you post it and you think it's only going to your friend circle. It's going out to the masses, which then opens you to the critique of other people. So at the end of the day, we don't know the heart of what people do and why they do it and all that other stuff. So because of that, we can't just go around giving people free passes, but we also can't go around judging people. Because in the same way that someone could look like the most humblest, they are definitely not. And then vice versa. Somebody looks a little bit different than from what you're maybe accustomed to, and you're automatically writing them off. I don't think that's right also. So it's one of those things that goes back and forth, and we've had this conversation many a times. But I think that at the end of the day, the real message behind what I think one of the things that we're trying to convey is that as Christians, we shouldn't be cannibalizing each other, you know? So if you see something and you don't agree with it, and it's not that big of an issue, like there's no reason why you need to go on this pastor's social media to troll him because you think that his, you know, monochromatic beige suit was offensive to you. Like that doesn't make any sense. And also, I also don't think it's necessary for you to put a blog about it and then get other people riled up. Like that's the stuff that I look at and I think about, what's your intention behind that? Because maybe you were wearing a sack of potato when you wrote that article or that blog, but that doesn't make you any better than the person you're trying to make him out to be.
Right.
And that's really like, you know, where it gets all wishy-washy and stuff.